Hello, my name is Tolly Green, and welcome to the Tolly Green Reports. We provide informative information on current San Francisco building construction in San Francisco. This particular update features the Salesforce Tower. There is a lot of controversy recently as to the effects of construction activity of not only the Salesforce Tower, but what could be referred to as its sister project, which is also included, called 181 Fremont Building, and also the San Francisco Transbay Terminal, which could be considered the mother project of both the Salesforce Tower and the 181 Fremont Building. This all results in the Millennium Building, for one, across the street from the Salesforce Tower located at Fremont and Mission, tilting and sinking, as some say. As a result of all this activity, I have provided the following video clips and photography that I present to you, the viewer. We call this footage the San Francisco Videography Montage. For many decades, we have enjoyed the existing San Francisco metropolitan building skyscraper. However, in the past 30 to 60 days, Salesforce and Tower and its sister building construction project, 181 Fremont building construction, have very dramatically taken their places in the San Francisco skyline. There have been a number of recent changes that will be highlighted in this video. The first notable change in the past 60 days is that both crane platforms, the yellow cranes that serve the Salesforce Tower building construction, have been elevated to about the 50th level of the existing top of the concrete core, which is located in the middle of the steel structure. Of course, there is construction activity going on all over the Salesforce Tower construction site, as well as the 181 Fremont building construction. And in addition to that, there's activity going on at the Transbay Terminal for San Francisco. But the focus is at the Salesforce Tower building construction. That aspect of work that is above the 50th floor is exposed above the San Francisco skyline for the world to see. And the level of construction has gone to a spectacular elevated level that has earned the attention of the whole world. At night, the two existing building cranes and the booms and the platforms have been equipped with lighting, so they're lit up. So at night, you can also see the spectacular construction going on above the skyline. And they have been raised high above the already totally exposed building construction that is sometimes in the clouds. The two raised platforms and their respective booms light up the night. It's quite spectacular to watch. I will attempt to include some of this nighttime activity, or at least capture some of the images at dusk around 7 p.m., just before the sun sets. This is the time of year that leads itself to a tremendous amount of sensationalism by way of lights. The reference Salesforce Tower, new lighting on the cranes and the building all above the 50th floor makes for a spectacular light show. This this Salesforce Tower update will also take you to the streets. And when I say that, I mean so the viewer can make some determinations for themselves. For example, where footage will attempt to capture both the Salesforce Tower building in alignment with the Millennium Building directly across the street. So the two buildings have been captured in such a way so as to allow you, the viewer, to make your own determination. And by looking at the line work on both buildings, as you look at the line work vertically, you can kind of make a decision for yourself. It's kind of a crude way to do it, but the viewer can kind of tell, make decisions for themselves, the effect, or the degree of tilt or sinking. It will take other measurements to make precise judgments, but just by looking at the footage, you can get some idea of maybe some of the concern that may be had. And by way of these images and the alignment of these images, hopefully it will allow the viewer, as I said before, to come to their own conclusions. And as to any conflicting or tilting or sinking, of course, we do not propose to provide any professional expertise to establish these concerns. While at street level, I also included footage of exterior cargo building construction elevators, cargo elevators. There are a number of types of elevators, but I thought it was quite interesting. The elevators on the Mission Street side, there are two elevators that served by one shaft, and it goes from the ground level all the way up to above the 50th floor. And that one shaft serves two pretty good sized elevators, and these elevators allow people and some cargo to be moved expeditiously. Of course, there are more than just those two elevators, but I thought it was interesting how it was provided and installed by the subcontractor. Both elevators are constantly active. They are interesting to observe. The progress of building construction of the Salesforce Tower and 181 Fremont building and Trans Bay by way of Tolly Green reports, we are able to showcase the spectacular Salesforce Tower and 181 Fremont as these structures make their presence known both points identified in this footage by way of mentioning the street corner and location. So we want to make sure that because of the close proximity of all three of these projects, that the viewer can constantly be aware and conscious of the geographical location of each of these projects, starting with the Salesforce Tower located at Fremont and Mission. Next is the 181 Fremont building, and last is the San Francisco Transbay Terminal project that runs in the middle of the Salesforce Tower building and the 181 Fremont building. The Transbay Terminal is bordered by Minia Street